Slingers again here at the OCBC Arena, the Lion City of Singapore. Hello, everybody. Chuck Reiner and Frank Ortega along with you as we start to wind down. And in fact, this is the last home game for the Singapore Slingers in the 2017-18 season. But the good news is we'll see them again, except it'll be playoff time. A lot of these fans trying to get a last glance of the Slingers before they go into playoff mode. And they will be playing a team that should be fairly familiar to everybody by now, the CLS Knights, a team that the Slingers have seen 3 times. Good news for the Slingers, they've won all 3. And confirmation, yes, here it is. It's 10-7 Singapore Slingers going against the 3-13 CLS Knights, sitting right now in 8th place. So Knights there in blue, the Singapore in their familiar red and white. As we look at the team standings, Hong Kong Eastern leading the way. They took a hit during the week. They are 12-3. San Miguel La Filipina staying red hot there, 11-5, tied with Chong Sung Kung Fu Basketball Club. This team Singapore took down last week, 89-86. They're at 11-5. Monao Vampire at 12-6. Hot on their heels are the Singapore Slingers at 10-7. Saigon, he picked up a win last week, 9-8. Westport 5-11. The Knights 3-13, and the Formosa Dreamers at 1-16, bringing up the rear. So there is Coach Coco, as he's affectionately called, Coach Coco Heru Setio Nogoro, coach of the CLS Knights, and a very relaxed coach. It didn't work out for him the way he thought it would this year. 3-13, not successful by anybody's imagination, but a lot of those losses have been very, very close, including a couple of close calls to our own Singapore Slingers, by the way. Singapore escaping with a couple of close wins on the road and a close win here back in November 26th. Coach Neil right there, and he a little bit anxious, as one might expect before a game, and a huge game for the Singapore Slingers. They're going to try and pull off another win. They have won 5 of their last 6, including 3 in a row for Singapore. As we look at the CLS Knights getting ready to do battle, and they will huddle together with their coach. Word on the street is that he's going to be playing a lot of his local players today, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. Of course, that will depend on the play on the floor of CLS Knights, led by Freddie Goldstein and company. Here is our refereeing crew for today. Mr. Ung, Mr. Baron, and Mr. Chan from Hong Kong, Philippines, and Malaysia, all represented here. We want to thank them for their service. They have done a terrific job for the ABL this year, and including games here at the OCBC Arena. So fans still coming in here. A nice looking crowd. We thought about a half an hour ago that it wouldn't be that way. It looked pretty sparse, but my goodness, the fans are coming into the stadium here at the OCBC Arena in droves at the moment. As we look at some of the players of the CLS Knights, we'll be talking about their starting 5 in a little bit, but this is a team that is 4th in the league in defense and 7th in the league in offense. So they probably will feel a little bit hard done by the fact that they only give up 83, 84 points a game, but they've only been able to string together 3 wins. As we said before, a lot of those games they've been in till the last quarter, and a couple of interviews we had before game time sort of indicated that. A little bit frustrating because they do seem to fall apart in the 4th quarter, right when they are needed the most. So they'll see if they can turn that around today against a red-hot Singapore Slingers team who is coming off perhaps their biggest lead of the season so far, a win last week against Chung Sung Kung Fu, 89-86. Homecoming, really, for Justin Howard, but he was outdistanced by Chris Charles last week. Charles with a magnificent game, 32 points and 15 boards. And, of course, the X-Man, Xavier Alexander, doing his usual great job last week as well, with 29 points for him, 14 rebounds and 7 assists. So Singapore peaking at the right time, and you can see they are a happy bunch of campers right now at 10-7 and trying to make waves, trying to move up the ladder just a little bit further. They'd love to get at least 4th position. They are sitting now in 5th place. If they could get 4th, that would mean that they would get home court advantage in that all-important first round against whoever 5th would be. Saigon Heat, by the way, have clinched a spot in the playoffs with their win. Congratulations to the men in Saigon who got it done. They will finish at least 6th place. Singapore has a game today. As we said, they will go on the road. They will go to Taiwan to play the Formosa Dreamers and finish out the season in Ho Chi Minh City against the Saigon Heat. And that will be it. They can put a cap on the season. They have a chance to finish at 13-7. That would match their record last year. Remember, they were 13-7. They took them all the way to the finals. There are the substitute players for the Singapore Slingers that you're getting introduced to right now. We'll have the starting 5 for both these teams in just a little bit. You saw number 18 there for the Slingers. He has been an integral part. Mitch Volkoff in their defensive stand that they put up. By the way, Singapore second in the league in defense. They only allow 81 points a game. They put up 84.2 points a game on the positive side. A.J. Mondani, who can fit the great game that he had a couple of weeks ago for Slingers. And there he is, Xavier Alexander. He has been probably the best performer for the Slingers these last 3 years, and he loves it here, and the love is given right back to him by the fans. Great game last week by Ung Han Bin. He started to get the range with his three-point shooting. There's a guy we've been talking about, the league has been talking about, really. Probably the best performer in the league the last 3 weeks. Chris Charles, he was the most valuable player in the ABL in 2013 and 2014. Defensive Player of the Year in 2016. And reviving those great moments here in a Singapore Slingers uniform here in the 2017-18 season. Remember, they got him after they cut Ryan Wright earlier on in the year. And Frank Orsego, my running buddy here, and Frank, a very confident bunch of Singapore Slingers at the moment.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's the Slingers have put together some very good performances, have got a good momentum going. They're feeling good about themselves. And the challenge today against the Knights will be whether they can continue that momentum as they head to the closing round of games for the regular season. But I'm sure that the Knights will be up for it. There's always a great rivalry between Singapore and Indonesia, and I think we'll have a very good game. And if the Slingers can get it done, it'll be great.
Okay. Starting five for the Singapore Slingers. We said before, A.J. Mondani, Xavier Alexander, Ung Han Bin, Chris Charles, and Delvin Go. What a revelation he's been this year. For the Slingers down at the high post or low post, he can play either one. CLS Knights on the other side of the ball. Freddie Goldstein or Freddie Lish, Furman Nabrojo, Shane Edwards, Brian Williams, and Charles Jensen. So those are the starting five for the CLS Knights. And there is Williams right there. And you'll probably remember him if you're a Singapore Slinger. So we'll we talked to some of the players and coaches before the game. Here's some of their reactions going into this regular season game.
Well, I mean, keep on emphasize on our defense, and in offense, try to kick the ball, less than 2 dribble, try to get ourselves up the ball to the front and let them score ASAP.
We play well against everybody. We don't lose by a lot, and then we just come down to fourth quarter. I think you got to blame that on execution. Everybody's not on the same page, and it comes down to that. And if we did execute, I think we in the playoffs and we're a different team.
We got to communicate well, especially getting those steals, forcing them for the turnovers. We got to build out our pressure on and off the court, and especially when they are getting the ball, we should be up on them, and then we just do what we do and clamp down on defense.
Maybe if we come here to compete, and then maybe we can get a steal from this game, and then we can fix our record later on after the end of the season. Like, even though we're already planning that we're gonna play the locals a lot, I remind them that, hey, it's a basketball game, it's a win or lose game. If you compete hard enough, there's a chance for us to come up victorious at the ending of the game.
Well, definitely they are different teams, but towards the end, it's us whether we come out with the right attitude, and we have to respect the opponent and come out and play defense. Then the offense will take care of the business.
Well, there is Chris Charles, and both these teams have played each other. They're in the same division. 3 times they have met. Singapore coming out victorious in all 3 games. And there is Chris Charles right there, and he has been the linchpin for this team in the last 5 or 6 games. But here is the first meeting back on November 26th here at the OCBC Arena. Singapore coming out on top 77-66. A flurry of action in that last quarter, saving Singapore. There is the X-Man, Xavier Alexander, in the open court. 25 points that day for him. Then in Surabaya on December 13th, Singapore coming away with an important road victory, 79-71. Alexander would again lead the way. That was when Ryan Wright was with the team as well. There is Alexander with the finish there. And Xavier with 39 points, 16 boards, and 11 assists. He is first of 2 triple-doubles for him. Back on January 14th, 92-81, another road win for the Road Warriors, Singapore Slingers. And the hero of that game, Ung Han Bin, he finished with 22 points and 6 rebounds for the 3 wins for the Slingers against this CLS Knights team. So there is Chris Charles, the guy that we wanted to talk about. And what a player he has been the last 3 or 4 weeks since he has been the focus of the offense for these Singapore Slingers, averaging over 30 points a game. Beautiful little pass there by Alexander, step back jumper. He can beat you in so many different ways. The leading shot blocker in the game as well. Little spin move to the basket over Justin Howard. Brian Williams on the other side of the ball. He is the quintessential wide body. Remember, he's got that championship ring for Malaysia. He got that a couple of years, but trying to work his magic here in Indonesia as well. Little bounce pass inside. He will get the return pass. You've got to keep an eye. Now watch him getting inside there. That's what he can do with that big body of his. So another guy to look out for, Brian Williams on the other side of the ball for the CLS Knights. Averaging 16.5 points a game, 14.4 rebounds and 3.9 assists. He will be the guy to look out for on the low post. What a battle that will be between him and Chris Charles. So getting ready to start the game right now. Chris Charles will be at the circle to try and jump it up against number 31, Shane Edwards, 6'8", 220 pounds, the 30-year-old, averaging 23.3 points a game. He's a mid-season acquisition for the Knights, and the Knights control the ball. Freddie Goldstein yo-yoing down that right-hand side now. He'll switch up a little bit. Looking downstairs for Williams. Williams goes wide, creating a little bit of space. A little floater in the lane is off the mark. Mondani coming back with the rebound. Left hand, he'll push it. Goldstein comes back on him. Alexander with the ball now, and Mondani will circle over to the right-hand side. Mondani looking downstairs, gets the little screen off the back part of the rim and off. Williams with his first forward, probably the first of many. Goldstein again. Edwards now on that left-hand side, flipping it up. A shot is good. That will be for two. That was by Nugroho, number 16. Check that, number 45, Keith Jensen. In fact, 6'4", 190 pounds, a 30-year-old, 9.8 points a game. And the clock is something wrong with that, so we're going to have to get a little bit of a timeout here. 9:37, and there you can see the 24-second clock, a blank. So they will have to call a timeout here and fix that. Got to have the 24-second clock. Going back to Keith Jensen, number 45, played his ball in college at NYU, graduated in 2012. Born in San Diego. Shane Edwards, another guy we probably haven't seen since the last time the Knights were in town. Graduate of University of Arkansas at Little Rock. That was in 2009. He's played in Spain, Lebanon, Russia, Finland, and in the U.S. Of course, Brian Williams, University of Tennessee. Who can forget him? 2012. Also played in Argentina, Venezuela, and the Philippines. So catching up to date with some of the players that you might not know that well from the CLS Knights. They have changed their roster over a couple of times, at least with the foreign imports. So we will be waiting, Frank Orsego, until they can fix that clock. And you hate to see technical difficulties interfere with the game. It sort of throws the momentum out of kilter a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, Chuck. So you know, it's unfortunate. Some of these things happen at venues, but not too often in the ABL. The standard's very high in that area of the production of the games, but it's probably a little frustrating for the boys. They're not quite sure whether to come back on or take a seat. So.
Well, that'll give us a chance to catch up on some matchup sort of details. Points per game, 82.8 points a game for the CLS Knights. That is good enough for 7th in the league. Singapore, 82.6 points a game, so almost mirror images of each other as far as putting points on the board. The big difference is opposition points given up. CLS giving up 88.6 points a game. That's good enough for 4th in the league in defense. Singapore has been stellar. You saw that game last week. You know what I mean. They held a high-flying Chong Sun defense to 86 points, and they only average giving up 80. They surrender 81.2 points again, good enough for 2nd in the league. CLS shoots 46.7 from the floor. Singapore 45% from beyond the arc. CLS 31.6. Singapore 33.9. Free throw percentage very close indeed. 64.4% for CLS. 62.3 for the Slingers. Rebounds per game. Singapore has a nod in that category. They, especially since the addition of Chris Charles. I remember when the Slingers were averaging under 40 a game. Now at 46.1 and CLS at 44.5 offensive boards. Singapore 3rd in the league, 14.4 to 12.1 for CLS. Turnovers, both these teams do a pretty good job of taking care of the ball between Freddie Goldstein and the widely veteran who is not here, Mario Wysong, the 37-year-old. They had a pretty good backcourt when he was in there. Wysong did not make the trip, but they turned the ball over 11.9 times a game. Singapore 12.1. And assists 16.9. Singapore leading the league in that category. 18.9 assists per game for the Singapore Slingers. So little bit of matchup, trying to kill some time until the technicians can take care of this 24-second clock, and players don't like it. Of course, fans don't like it. That creates a little bit of a, here, I think looks like it's starting to come back on again, online again as it is. And last week we experienced a similar sort of problem just for momentarily time, Frank, like right around the second quarter or something like that. So hopefully won't be an issue for the rest of the game. Just joined us 2-0 in favor of CLS Knights, and again they'll have to put those points on the board, or did they call timeout before the shot was taken? I don't think so. So some of the lucky fans here today, and a nice looking crowd on hand here at the OCBC Arena, purpose-built arena for basketball. It's been home with these Singapore Slingers for the last 3 years. Remember, Frank, back in the old days when the Slingers played in the indoor stadium, and you could have 5,000 or 6,000 people there, and they were just swallowed up.
That's right. It's a beautiful venue, the Singapore Indoor Stadium, a lovely place for sport. And yeah, it was the early days of the foundation of the Slingers, and we were just building our brand, and we were building the momentum of the club. And to see the fan base now that they have here and the beautiful venue that they play off, it's a great testament to the organisation and also the league itself, that it's continued to grow and bringing wonderful basketball to people in the region.
Okay, there's the clock. It looks like the technical issues have been solved, so we'll have basketball for you momentarily here. It'll be Singapore ball. After that shot, Singapore has had one attempt at a field goal. That was A.J. Mondani, back-rimmed it, and then came it back down and got the ball into the hands of Keith Jensen, who hit the 2. So the 2-0 lead for the CLS Knights, if they do in fact count that. I think the basket was there before they called timeout on the court. So there's the gentleman. I don't know his name, but he has been around every single game. He's always very dapperly dressed. I saw him in the Merlion Cup too, and loves him some basketball, that's for certain. He's seen him at the Pro-Am. I've seen him everywhere around Singapore whenever there's basketball. That gentleman happens to be there, and he obviously knows what he's talking about because he's holding court there with the referees. During the week, as we said, Saigon Heat clinched their playoff place. They are now 9-8, so they will be somewhere either 5th or 6th. The Singapore Slingers, there were some changes. Mono Vampire, Frank, lost during the week, so now they've got 6 losses. The Slingers only with 7 losses, and why is that important if they're going to make the playoffs anyway? Well, home court advantage still an issue. If the Slingers could move up 1 spot, say if they finish 4th place, that would mean that in the 2 or 3, if it went to 3 games, Singapore would have 2 games at their home court.
Yep, so Chuck, there's still plenty to play for all teams. As I said, we mentioned earlier about the momentum and so forth, but the final placings of the top 6 haven't really been decided, and the top teams are vying for 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 and 6 can still manoeuvre, and games going to hand. And so the most important thing is that the Slingers stay true to task, keep working on their game, try and keep that momentum going forward. It's been very positive over the last 5-6 weeks, and therefore every game will bring a challenge. The season has them with 2 games on the road, which will add to their build-up to the finals, because you will probably, if you do finish in 5-6 position, you're going to probably have to win the championship on the road. So that will be a challenge, but from my personal take of the Slingers, they've been one of the best road teams this season. So they do it well on the road.
They do indeed. They're playing over 500 on the road with a record of 5-4. They're 5-3 at home. In fact, for a while there, they had a better record away than they did at home, but they've righted the ship. They've had more opportunities. In fact, the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been at home every single Sunday, so that's given them a chance to get accustomed to the idiosyncrasies of the arena here. And word around the league also, Frank, is that the baskets are, it's hard to score here. For some reason, the players saying that they don't know what it is. It's a beautiful arena, but sometimes it seems like the basket's got a lid on it, not just for the Slingers, but for all teams. So I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the proximity of the fans to the floor or whatever, but players love coming here and playing because of the quality of this place, but sometimes find it difficult to put up a lot of points. Whereas that could have something to do with the defense that the Singapore Slingers throw at them as well. So,
well, there's no question about that, Chuck. You know, like you're going to earn every point that you do when you play the Slingers here at home. That's for sure. Maybe, you know, by you know, equipment standards, the rings are probably a little bit tight when you probably look at them. They probably don't give as much. So, you know, it requires the players to be really on their game if they're going to score their baskets. So, but it's for both teams. So that's how it pans out at the end.
we're getting ready to start. By the way, we talked about the 2 road games Singapore Slingers have subsequent after this game. They will be playing the Formosa Dreamers in Taiwan. That'll be next week, and then they'll finish the season at Ho Chi Minh City against the Saigon Heat, both away games. So Singapore, as we said, has a chance to finish at 13-7. That would equal their record that they had last year, that nearly championship season, when they went all the way to the finals, finishing second in the league. So Alexander to inbound it. And we got basketball again. Mondani yo-yoing down that right-hand side. We'll get it back in the hands of the X-Man. Goldstein coming out to meet him, gets a separation. Delvin go now. Mondani loses it momentarily. Now the right side, kick back outside and knocked around. So sloppy play by Singapore. Back comes Goldstein with the ball. Looking downstairs. Rolling for the basket, giving it off. Over to Jensen. Jensen passing off, almost knocked away. Dribble and shoot there by number 31 is off the mark. That's Shane Edwards. Talked about him earlier, averaging 23.3. Ung Han Bin will give it back into the hands of Alexander after the pass by Delvin Go. Charles, catch and shoot by Mondani off the mark. Oh, nice job by Delvin Go to get in the lane. Charles with a jumper, yeah! Well, give that assist to Delvin Go.
Excellent way to get to the offensive boards there by Delvin and compete on the glass.
So sniping his way in between 3 purple shirts, I guess you'd say. Goldstein barking out signals. Now the ball in the middle of the court, sliced over to the right. Ball in the hands again of Shane Edwards. There's a touch foul. Maybe that'll go against Delvin Go. Holding on a little bit. Delvin fouled out of the game last week. He was marvelous in the first half, had 10 points and 4 boards. That was saddled with 4 fouls, so we don't want a repeat of that today. And just getting caught in between a little bit. Alexander back to live action with the steal. Back comes Singapore. Nice job. Mondani stop and shoot. Off the assist by Alexander. Great recognition by Alexander. And a great confidence fielder on the shot from Mondani.
Yeah, fantastic. Classic Singapore basketball there. Great defensive stop and quick transition.
Williams draws a crowd and allows the number 16 Negoro to get the home free on the baseline. Singapore doesn't stay home. 4-2 favor of the Slingers, so they don't count that first bucket. And right there from downtown is Ung Han Bin.
Lovely shot. Set his feet and got it off cleanly.
Goldstein. Be great if we could get Ung Han Bin off. Nice job from behind Delvin Go on the partial block. Charles cleans it up over to Alexander. Wide open look for Ung Han Bin for three again. Yeah! 10-2 Slingers with a healthy 8-point lead, and that will mean a timeout for Coach Coco on the CLS Knights. You couldn't have drawn up any better for the Slingers, Frank, hitting their outside shots. And Ung Han Bin, the guy who's a very streaky shooter, hitting 2 out of his first 3 to start it off.
Fantastic. That really creates a whole new dimension for the Knights to deal with today. That is, if the Slingers can complement their running game with their perimeter shooting, they're a tough team to stop. They'll rack up a lot of points. But great play by Alexander there too. You know, just a heads-up play by. They're a tough team to stop. They'll rack up a lot of points. But great play by Alexander there too. You know, just a heads-up play by. Deliver on that, and then he's asked to do something else, he can deliver on that. He's a very special player.
Delvin Go, special play by him, started all of this off by knifing through 3 defenders and punching the ball back outside. So hustle on the defensive end. That's another example how defensive intensity can pay off on the offensive end. Fred Goldstein gets it off from a little flick of a shot. That time by number 31, Shane Edwards, to finish it. Back outside, he's got 4. Charles, you get to hear from him. Front rims that one. Nice job surrounding the rim by CLS that time. Goldstein, still Goldstein, kick back outside. Jumper is off the mark, but get back up and in. Nice job on that end by number 31. That again, Shane Edwards. So he has come as advertised so far. I made a mistake. He's only got 4 points, not 6. On with the ball on that right side again, and a touch foul. No. Pushing away by Ung, or is that going to be on number 23, Delvin Go? Let's hope not. That would put him 2 fouls already.
I think he just stepped
out of bounds. So side relief for Singapore fans. It happened last game. Delvin with a quick start, quickly picked up 4 fouls and had to ride the bench the rest of the way. Ball on the floor, picked up by Chris Charles. Nice job by Delvin on the defensive end as well. Alexander, still Alexander, kick back outside. Mondani wide open for 3. Going to be short defending over the top. It goes and out of bounds. They didn't get the roll that time. So Singapore, after leading 10-2, little 4-0 run by CLS. Back comes Goldstein and company. Mondani working on him. There's the screen there by Rojo. Underneath again and losing it out of bounds. Taking his eye off the ball. Nice job of pursuit by the interior defense by the Slingers. Causing Shane Edwards to cough it up. So 2 turnovers now for CLS. Who take care of the ball pretty well, as we said. Under 12 turnovers a game. Singapore right at 12. Mondani. Charles will rotate downstairs. Alexander turns, spins. Nice pursuit there by Edwards again. Off the dribble comes Delvin Go, puts it on the floor. And to his amazement, nobody around. He takes it straight to the house. Nice spin move by Delvin Go. Again, Frank, that footwork ever improving week after week.
Yep, Delvin's added some more work to his perimeter game to complement his inside game, and that was a lovely move by him.
Little floater in the lane there by Freddie Goldstein. So 12-8, Singapore up by 4. Screen by Charles, frees up Alexander momentarily. Now he draws the crowd, getting the ball up and having to cough it up is Charles Goldstein on the run and a holding foul. See who that's going to be on. Ung Han Bin, I believe. Watch it again. There's Charles getting tied up, and again, CLS doing a good job of surrounding Chris Charles. They've obviously identified him, Frank, as the danger man on the Singapore offense.
They definitely have. So a bit unfortunate there for Han Bin. If there'd been a bit more communication with the group, he probably wouldn't have had to foul, because Alexander had already made his way back to the defensive end of the floor. So it's called unsportsmanlike. So they're going to make a couple of free throws and get the ball back at the half.
The opportunity here for CLS again. They trail 10-2. So he hits them both. Now, the Knights with the ball out of bounds. So after a 10-2 run by Singapore, the Knights coming straight back with an 8-2 run of their own. They've got possession of the ball on the near side. Goldstein will inbound it to Jensen. Jensen back to Goldstein. Full head of steam there, getting the step on Mondani. Shot off the mark. Nice job underneath there by Edwards. Back outside, Williams, full head of steam, gives it up. Nicely smelt out there by Alexander, and all the way to the house. Here's Mondani, great job by the X-Man. Xavier Alexander with the outlet pass. Mondani doing the rest on his own. Looking and pass. Now Williams, he's been quiet so far. Oh boy, did a good job of turning Alexander inside out that time. The Charles there to pick it off. So missed layup, nice outlet there by Chris. Number 11, Queck in the game now. He had a marvelous game defensively last week for Singapore against Cheongsam. Alexander facing up, turning to fire. The two going to be off the mark. The shot in is Charles, and he can't finish it off. Quickly back. Number 31 is Shane Edwards. Wow, he moves pretty good for a big guy. 6'8", 220. Got down the court in a hurry in the foul. So that will go on number 11. Queck trying to stop the ball, as you can see right there.
Larry Liu.
Larry Liu, excuse me. On Queck, number 10, of course, Larry Liu, number 11. Coach Neo looking on. There's the inbounds. Back outside to Goldstein, circling around. is number 16, Nugroho. Nugroho still with the ball. Backup jumper by him is going to be off the mark. Stepping in to pick it up is Chris Charles. He's got 3. Back in the hands of Alexander, who's been quiet so far. Delvin Go over to Mondani. Mondani on the return pass. Alexander looking on the left-hand side. There's that spin move again by Go. Double pump fake up off the glass. Can't finish it. Good move, though, by Delvin. Now on the break, here comes Brian Williams. Full head of steam, and there is a foul. Blocking foul. That might go against Larry Liu. If it is, that will be 2 on him. Blocking foul, actually. Watch it again. No, that's going to be on Mondani. You can see him skating right in between. Watch it again. There he is. By the way, Caleb Gimelong, credit him with that last bucket, not Nugroho. So number 13 in the game, Caleb Gimelong, 6 feet, 203 pounds, 26 years of age, averaging 1.7 a game. Also in the game, Eric Ladaya, 5'10", 157 pounds, 26 years of age. Williams bumping and grinding. Outside the free, but goes it does. 14-13 all of a sudden. A 1-point game. Filling it up there, Shane Edwards. So Edwards now, 7 points for him. Alexander kicked back outside, wide open. Larry's out left-hand side, Barry for 3.
Good weights at his feet. Larry's a very good 3-point shooter, and he gets his feet set, he'll generally knock it down.
Third triple of the game for the Slingers. Kick back outside. Hidayat around Larry Liu. Now to Williams. Quick pass on that left-hand side with a second shootout for CLS for 3. Nice job. That was number 45, Keith Jensen, 6'4", 190 pounds. So 17-16, Singapore by a digit around the screen. Alexander, Liu again, looking past to Charles, and a foul. He's wrapped up there very quickly by number 31, who was holding on, Shane Edwards. So that'll be 1 on Edwards. Edwards leading the way for CLS with 7 points. Jensen with 3. Then Goldstein or Lish with 4. Barry, who hit the last 3, will back it out and get the ball over to Alexander. There's the screen. Alexander going around back. Little bounce pass on a pick and roll. No foul. Williams taking up space. Charles couldn't get around him. Little lead pass inside. Yes. And foul will go on Delvin Go, and that will be 2 on him. Nice job by Caleb Gimelong again. So Delvin with 2. Watch it again. Here they are on the break. Underneath there, you can see Shane Edwards getting tangled up with Delvin. Delvin, awkward positioning for him, neither here nor there, and getting the contact. So 17-16 now. Singapore had the fast start, but the Knights coming right back at it. See the stats right there. Singapore yet to get to the line on an offensive board. Singapore unlucky there at the ball in front rim. So opportunity here for the Knights to take the lead. Williams will be on the high post. Edwards going around him, taking the ball to the house. Can't finish it up. Rebound there by Solkoff. Just stepped into the game. Lead pass to Alexander. Offside, Larry Liu for 2. Lines it up. Fire.
Good team play. Run hard out of the backcourt to share the ball, find the open man.
So Hidayat bringing the ball down, and now Williams. He will go to the low post. Charles working against him. Stop and pop from the elbow is going to be off the mark. Alexander with his second board. So 1 and out for the Knights. Looking pass and knocked away. Alexander hustling to pick up his own miscue. Charles underneath, turning, and let's see if they count that as a bucket. Do they count that? 19-16. Watch it again. Heads up play by Alexander after the misfire on the pass, following his own miss and then getting inside, and there I think the whistle was before. Shot is off the mark, so CLS will get the ball back. And force the Singapore opportunity there. Stop and pop off the mark there by Shane Edwards. So back comes Larry Liu and company. Chris Charles. has the ball now. Alexander on that left-hand side now checking the game. Russell Lowe. He will take over low post duties for the moment. Alexander, let's see if they try and give Lowe a touch right away. They do. Russell pops it up. Back the other way comes Edwards. Turning Alexander inside out. Punching it hard. Good job by Shane Edwards. Edwards now with 9. 5-point score for both teams. 19-18. Resilient looking CLS taking care of the ball very well early on. Alexander hasn't gone to work offensively yet. He will spread things out. Over comes Russell Lowe. Alexander will take the ball. No inside out. That's because Chris Charles is in the path of Williams. So Singapore with a 21-18 lead. CLS will call a timeout. First bucket of the game for the X-Man. We look at the points for Singapore. Mondani with 4. Alexander with a pair. Charles with 2. Go with 2. Larry Hoover leading all scorers on Singapore with 5 points. On the other side of the ball, as we said, Edwards with 9. Goldstein with 4. That's pretty much it. Jensen with 3, but it has been number 31, the Shane Edwards show. And we said before, it's the first time we've had a chance to see him. He sort of glides along, and he's been putting up 23.3 points a game. Watch Edwards now turning the X-Man inside out, breaking his ankles in the process, and the little dunk there. Here he is in the open court one more time and handles the ball very well for a 6'8" guy.
Yeah, Chuck. He's very, very athletic, very mobile. Obviously, he's got very sound fundamentals, and he's making a very strong contribution to the Knights this afternoon.
So Edwards getting it done on the other side of the ball. As we said, Singapore led by as many as 8 points. Come off the into the first quarter here with that 21-18 bulge. So some stats to throw at you after the first quarter. Singapore 9 of 17 for 52.9%. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc for 75%. Looking at the turnovers, Singapore coughing the ball up 4 times, as did CLS. Rebounding in, Singapore with 10 rebounds, including 2 offensive boards. On the other side of the ball, 9 for CLS, but they've got 3 offensive boards. So Frank, 3-point game, and so the statistics sort of bear that out.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, it's there's been some flows for both squads, and some teams have broken away, 8 points ahead. Then all of a sudden, another team's made a run. It might happen for the remainder of the game, Chuck.
Good news for Singapore. They're dividing up the scoring. It hasn't just been Alexander and Charles. They've gotten contributions from their local guys. We love to see that. Volkov camped out on that right-hand side. Entry pass to Charles. Charles turns to fire. They do. Nice stroke by Chris.
Yeah, excellent. That's his bread and butter shot from the short corner there for the Slingers.
That's 5-point lead to Dayek with the left hand goes to that left-hand side now. Williams posted downstairs on Russell Lowe. Let's see if he tries to take advantage of the mismatch there, and Russell holding on, so that'll be a foul. First one on Lowe, holding on for dear life. That is a lot of guy. They say 6'8", Brian Williams, actually 6'10", 276. Outlet there. Wing pass inside. Nice hands there by Alexander, but he can't keep the ball inside, so it'll be Knights ball on the near side. They'll check it in. Number 16, that is Rojo. Adaya looking for room inside. Blocked away by Russell Lowe. Nice timing by him.
Excellent run.
Alexander to Volkov. Got Larry Liu camped out on that right-hand side. He comes over to get it. Charles will rotate downstairs again. Still Liu, little hesitation dribble that time. Volkov to Charles. Nice little show and go move there. Blocked away by Williams, coming from behind. Nice defensive play by Brian Williams. Off the dribble, knocked away. Outlet pass. Alexander, still Alexander, steps over to Volkov. Misses at the tip back. No good. On the floor, trying to come away with Volkov. Lower center of gravity, almost takes it back. Off the dribble, back-up jumper by number 45. That is Keith Jensen off the mark. So wild and woolly stuff here. Both teams eschewing opportunities. Charles over to Alexander. He's got Russell Lowe downstairs. Now he pops up. Charles will replace. Alexander with a long three. Nothing but net.
Just once again, Xavier just showing a little bit of experience, slowing the game down, sharing it around, and then made the most of his first opportunity that came up for him.
So Alexander, after being scoreless the first quarter, pumps in a quick 5 to start off. Chris Charles with the steal. He's in front of the action. He'll file it home. Book that one. 28-18. Singapore with a 10-point lead. A little 10-point roll here to start the second quarter. And just put the dot forward to Frank Orsegan. Singapore watch it again. There's the steal. Nothing like seeing a big man with a steal and taking the ball down the court for the slam, right?
Yeah, fantastic. And that's one of the strengths of Charles. He is actually a very mobile, tall player. And obviously Brian struggling a little bit there to seal off, and Charles made the most of that opportunity.
Singapore's ticket this entire season has been built on the foundation of defense. Chris Charles adding to the action. Remember, Slingers picked him up after about 7 or 8 games. They felt the need to have another big man, and he was the best one available. He was cut by the Saigon Heat at the beginning of the year. Remember, most valuable player in the 2013 and 2014 season. Also, defensive MVP in 2016. So what a pedigree he's got, and what a great deal Singapore's got, or what a great find they got getting Chris Charles. They have been a different team with him aboard.
Yeah, fantastic. He's been at the home plate underneath the basket, being able to protect the rim for the guys. His ability to rebound, limiting teams to 1 or 2 shots max, and everyone's been able to feed around him. I actually think Xavier has really blossomed in the last 6 games and brought his all-round game by having someone like Charles in the paint.
Chris Charles now with 6 points. The X-Man, Xavier Alexander with 5. Ung with 6. Liu with 5. Mandani with 4. So balanced scoring on the side of the Slingers. So back at you comes CLS Knights. Long pass down court. Getting shooting that right-hand side. Way out the park there to clean it up. So poor job of boxing out by the Slingers that time. Khaled Gimalong with the finish. 28-20. Back outside it goes again. Liu, rotation on the left-hand side. Mandani who's back into the game. Charles a little bounce pass inside the
Excellent read, excellent read. Defender turned his head and a beautiful back cut to the basket. Great pass by Charles.
Mandani taking advantage of the stellar passing by Chris Charles. Out of bounds, knocked away by Mandani. The CLS ball near the sidelines. 30-20. Matching the biggest lead of the game for Singapore. If you don't know, they've already clinched the playoff spot. They are 10-7. They did that last week with the victory over Kung Fu Williams. Give. Pass back outside. Way off the mark. Mandani steers it. Back outside. Liu will hold it. Give the ball off to Alexander. Mandani camped out on the left-hand side. He'll get the ball on bin. Little catch and shoot. Front rims that one, but gets his own rebound. So another kick at the can for the Slingers. Forcing up a 2 is Mandani. No good. Fighting the ball underneath. Last touch by Singapore, I think. So CLS will have the ball. Good hustle by Singapore underneath the boards, though. In particular, Ung Han Bin to chase down his own miss and kick the ball back outside. Goldstein back into the game. Williams running the traffic at the moment. They'll spread it out. Goldstein circles back upside. Here he is. Stop and pop from the elbow. No good. Charles steps through. Pulls down yet another rebound. So 6:22 to go here in the second quarter. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. Chuck Schreiner, Frank Orsegan. ABL action, regular season game between CLS Knights Indonesia and Singapore Slingers. Boy, on the ground goes Charles. Seems to be okay though. Alexander. Little floater, no good that time. 1 and out. Goldstein, small side in the court, coming up with the ball. Looking right. He'll hold it up. Wait for Williams. Williams working against Charles. Post up move. Inside it goes on the reverse. Yes, got it to fall. Nice job by Williams. Good recognition to hit the cutting Caleb Gimalong. So 30-22. Mondani and Charles. Now Alexander, now racing down to the low post. Yes, getting the return pass and the push there by Williams. And for Williams, that will be his first foul. Strangely enough, Williams is yet to score. That's unusual.
Yes.
Pass inside, and Williams, a little push, and that's all it took. So Singapore, that would be the first team foul for CLS. None of these teams visit the foul line very often.
Beautiful move.
Skipping inside and keeping the ball down for his waist. Williams had already committed, and then Mondani went to work. Williams again, full head of steam. Hard. That will go against Williams. Good call by the officials that time. Williams disagreed, but Chris Charles standing there like a statue, almost bowled over. So quick 2 fouls on Williams. Check that. Yes, that is his second foul. So, well, true to his word, there is Coach Coco right there. He said he was going to play his local players a lot today to give them the experience, and he's done just that. Slicing across is Volkov who delivers the screen, but it's Charles underneath doing battle. Oh, reaching in. That on number 21. Is that going to be on Chris Charles, or is that going to be on?
I think the foul's on Edwards.
Shane Edwards.
Reaching in there.
Let's look at it again. Now watch him come over the top. There he is holding right there. Yeah, he could have called the foul a lot earlier than that, actually. So sniffing out the mismatch between the 6'8" Edwards is Chris Charles at 7'1". He will go to the line. Last week, Chris Charles with 32 points, and going to count the bucket there. So 34-22, Singapore by 12. Week before that, Chris Charles with 34 points. Goldstein will back it up, and they will spread it. Edwards with the screen. Goldstein still running the baseline. Ball on the floor, picking it up. Had that gone, it would have counted. The foul there will be on Mitchell Volkov. So I think that will send Shane Edwards to the line for a pair. So Knights with a chance to get it back to within 10. Let's look at it again. Look at Goldstein getting around Volkov and ball inside, and there's a foul, Mitch reaching in. So team fouls, that is 2 team fouls on Singapore. CLS with 3. Edwards now with 10. First player on either team in double figures. Close look at Coach Coco. It's been a rough year for him. They all 3-13, but I bet you 7 or 8 of those games are that they've lost are under 12 points. And as Brian Williams talked about before the game, you know, it just seems like the fourth quarter is just something they can't get away from and keep themselves afoot time and time again. Going down the stretch, Charles now working on Edwards. Mondani and floaters be well short. Kicked off on the inside by Nugroho. Goldstein will kick it back outside. Now in the game is Keaton Pascoro, number 17. He's running the baseline right now. Whip pass back outside. Edwards thinking about it. They're giving him space. There'll be a 2 as it goes. Nothing but net. Wow. Well, Charles didn't want to come out on him because he saw Edwards how well he moves with the ball. He didn't want him dribbling straight around him. So dared him to hit the shot, and Edwards obliged. Alexander. Delvin go back and being catch and shoot again by Mondani. Not this time. Punched back outside by Volkov, but Goldstein picks up. Smelled out beautifully there by Alexander on the floor. He picks it up, and he's quickly fouled by number 17, Keaton Pascoro. So blocking foul. As we would expect, we'll watch it again first, but there's Goldstein creating havoc. Nice job on the turn by Alexander to pick it up, and he's quickly fouled there by, actually that's number 27, that's risky Adrian Saya. Delvin go, kick back outside, rotation on the right on Ben, and Alexander getting again. Alexander turning the corner with the spin. He's fouled again. Well, Frank, remember last week we mentioned that stat that Alexander attracts more fouls than anybody else in the league, and I think the number was something like 7.8 or 8.8, something like that, ridiculous. And that's just him being aggressive, and we saw another example of that.
That's right, and he's a player that, for the Slingers, does have the ball in his hands at many stages of the play phase, and when he goes hard to the basket, he's a very difficult player to stop. He's got the counter moves, he's got the ability to get straight to the rim, he's got the athleticism. So to have a player of that caliber for you to get to the foul line, there's a lot of pressure on defenses.
Misses both shots, so his ears must have been burning when we were talking about it. Goldstein again goes to the right hand, back up jumper there, yes, and one. That was a free and opportunity for a rare 4-point play. Well, that was a veteran play by Freddie Goldstein right there. The reaching, I believe that was by Mondani. So opportunity here to make it a 4-point play, and checking back into the game will be Williams, the veteran. He was the leader of that Malaysian championship team a couple years ago. Defeated Singapore in the finals. That was back in the Justin Howard era. Goldstein drains the next one. So all of a sudden, a 34-29 game, and little 6-0 run by the CLS Knights. That's the second concerted run they've made this evening to cut a big deficit down. Mondani with it has Alexander again. Alexander, let's see, waiting for cutters, nobody moving, so he'll create and gets the ball underneath and the ball blocked, but Delvin Go comes up with it and is fouled. Nice job by Delvin Go, and even though he was blocked, he stayed right with it, Frank.
Yeah, that was a great job. Really moved well without the ball. Got to a receiver's position. Alexander found him, and then super second effort, straight back up, bang.
You saw the initial block by Williams, but does not, a lot of players might get discouraged after they have their shot blocked. It's only natural, but Delvin Go, awkward looking shot there. Delvin Go staying with it, as you said, Frank, staying right there and getting the contact on the way up, so a chance to get some points at the line. Second of 2 shots for the big man. Had 10 points last week. 1 of 2 there for Singapore, missing 3 of their last 4 foul shots. They are up by 6. Goldstein, still Goldstein. Hesitation, moves underneath. Williams has the ball. Can't get at the ball, but he will get 2 shots at the free throw line. He was surrounded there. Let's see who they give the foul to. Don't know if that's going to be.
Yes, I think it's a third on
Delvin Go.
No, it's third on Mondani.
Mondani, I
Reaching
guess.
in.
Yeah, there he is right there. You can see the hands. So Mondani now with 3 fouls to go with those 5 points. Williams hits the first of 2. Big man, as we said, averaging 16.2 points a game, 9.1 boards. Good player, maybe some fitness issues. He does have to have a blow a couple of times during the game, but my goodness. Marvelous player for the Malaysian Dragons a couple of years ago. Alexander off the break. Downstairs goes Charles. Delvin up top, gets the ball into the hands of Ung, who's checked back into the game. Now they'll spread it. 6 left on the shot clock. Charles will back up. Charles going to the right hand. Pass is picked off by Goldstein. He's rushing the ball up the court in a hurry. Bounce pass inside on the reverse. Easy as that. So CLS doing a good job beating Singapore down the floor, and that was Keith Jensen. So Keith Jensen now with 3 points. Watch it again on the break. Goldstein wherever he goes. Beautiful vision there. Catching Jensen as he got underneath the retreating defense of Singapore. Ung Han Bin getting victimized a little bit that time. Got guilty of ball watching, but you got to make a choice right there. I mean, you go after the ball or you stay home. Either way, I think Ung Han Bin was going to be victimized. So
yeah,
not much you can do about that.
He got put out of position. That's what happens when you get a really good point guard coming at you. Goldstein had some options. He could have pulled up, but he released a beautiful bounce pass to a guy going hard to the basket. It's pretty tough to stop.
Well, Singapore has led by as many as 10. They have threatened to blow the hinges off the door several times, as they say, but CLS showing some grit here, coming back. 2:10 to go here in the first half. Chuck Schreiner along with Frank Ortega. Hoping you're enjoying wherever you are. Thank you for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us here on Star Hub. ABL basketball as we wind down the regular season. A couple more games for the Slingers, and then they will be playoff bound. We don't know what position they will be in. They have the hot hand right now in the league, or one of the hot hands. I was looking at the ABL power rankings, Frank, this morning, in Singapore up to 4th now. Of course, after that huge victory last week that cinched their playoff but cinched their playoff position in the ABL. They will be in the playoffs no matter what with that victory over Chong Sung Kung Fu, 89-86. One-touch pass, catch and shoot by Larry Liu. Not this time, but Chris Charles there to gobble it up. Good rotation there, good ball handling there by Singapore. Opposite side, now for Liu for 3, no good. And Williams there to clean up, outlet pass. Here comes CLS, a chance to tie it up right here. A little jump step, no good on the finish there by Keith Jensen.
Excellent defense by Alexander without fouling there.
Ung for 3, leans forward and drains it. So frustrating for CLS. Every time they get there, somebody knocks down a 3, and that time Ung Han Bin. So he's got 8. Check that, 9. Goldstein now. Also in the game is Adrian Saya. Little jump shot there by Goldstein, and he's got the hot hand now. So Goldstein now with 7. Make that 9. That was a 2, not a 3. So 38-35. Pesky little team, the CLS. Mismatch downstairs. The ball's taken away from Delvin. Here comes Williams, full head of steam. Passes it off. Foot on the line, but it's a 3, I think, and that will tie it up at 38.
I think they've just given it a 2, I think.
2, so 38-37. So again, Keith Jensen getting it done. He's got 7. Edwards now with 13. Downstairs it goes. Ball in the hands of the X-Man. Alexander is, a traveling call. Nice job on the interior. You can see Freddie Goldstein finding the baseline, blocking it off, and Alexander looking a little bit surprised. So turnover opportunity now here for CLS to take their first lead of the game. 26.3 to go. So Singapore will get the ball back. 14 on the shot clock. Goldstein spreads it out. Left side he goes. Now to the right hand. Screen there by Williams. He breaks off the screen and holding on inside. That might go against Alexander. Let's see. Referee calling the foul. Yes, that is Alexander holding on inside as we thought. Watch Alexander. There's the screen. Alexander rolling off that and holding on to Williams. He thought he was going to get the return pass off the pick and roll, so he was right there. So that will send Williams to the line. An opportunity here, Frank, for the first time. CLS a chance to go ahead.
Well, they've stuck around, and we mentioned earlier about each team having a bit of momentum, and the Slingers had the ability to break away 10-point margins, and but the Knights have stayed in this game, and as you've said, they've hit the front.
So 13 seconds to go. Singapore will get a last chance to retake the lead. Nice job by Williams. First to throw the screen and then get free underneath, take the foul, and dump the foul shots in. So 8 seconds for Singapore. Ball in the hands of Alexander now to Ung. Alexander going to try and make it happen himself. Inside it goes, kicks it off his foot. Let's see if it'll be Singapore ball. 1.3 to go. Yes, they're going to say last touch by CLS. Or no, they're going to say Alexander kicked it. Well, I thought the ball came off his foot. So 1.3. Goldstein, the desperation shot, and falls short. So little move by CLS Knights, and they edge forward. They lead it by a digit, 39-38. We are done with the first half here at the OCBC Arena. We'll be right back after the break for our halftime show. Don't go away.
biding my time, I hope that it ain't so. Facing the truth, the eye of the needle. And even if we're not solving this riddle, there's no taking back all the deeds that we've done. There's a lot that we did wrong, looking back on all of the shit we've done. I cannot believe that it's been so long, that we're in the eye of the needle. When you don't like or love me, I breathe it all out and I breathe in. When there is no way back in, and we are the eye of the needle. I breathe it all out, then I breathe in. We are the eye of the needle. I'm biding my time, I know the way this goes. I try to stand tall with nothing to lean on. All quiet and still, an echo that goes on. And I'm not taking back all the deeds that I've done. There's a lot that we did wrong, looking back on all of the shit we've done. I cannot believe that it's been so long, that we're in the eye of the needle. When you don't like or love me, I breathe it all out, then I breathe in. When there is no way back in, and we are the eye of the needle. I breathe it all out, then I breathe in. We are the eye of the needle.
A lot of gambling going on there. A lot of gambling here at the OCBC Arena. Is the Singapore Slingers down by 1 point. The surprising CLS Knights, who are 3-13, but certainly not playing like it right now. Singapore led by as many as 10 points, led by 8 on several different occasions. Here's first half highlights right there. Mondani, beautiful position pass there from Alexander. Mondani draining it. He had 8 in that first half. There's Chris Charles now. Chris Charles backing it back out to Han Bin. Nobody around, so he lets loose a one of his 2 3-point shots. He's got 9 points to lead all Singapore scorers. Nice block on that, and that time by Delvin Go in the open floor. Here comes Alexander. Han Bin, there's his second triple of the game. Nothing in that there. Nicely laid in there again by the X-Man Xavier Alexander. Williams on the other side of the ball, getting the ball off the Goldstein. Little floater in the lane is good. Goldstein doing a fine job in that first half with 9 points as well. Larry New lighting it up in the corner, his favorite spot. And off the break again, there's that guy, and Shane Edwards taking the ball to the house. Nice job running Alexander inside out. He leads all scorers with 13 points in the first half. Mitchell Kolkoff with the pass inside to Charles, turns and fires. Got a little bit of breathing room, separation between him and Brian Williams to finish it off. Ball knocked away by Chris Charles, and he will take the ball home. Two-handed slam there. Chris Charles showing you how a big man does it off the steal. Inbound pass, Mondani finding some space. Little double clutch there to finish it up. Nice job protecting the ball with his body. Again, Edwards, well, you're going to give me that much space, I might just drain it. So that was a 2 that time. So Shane Edwards, who averaged 23.3, already 13. Goldstein, and He will make that a three-point play. The foul there by Mondani. Off the break, again, beautiful pass underneath, getting the ball inside to Jensen. So nice job by Freddie Goldstein. So game summary, 39-38, favor CLS Knights. Look at the rebounds, 6 rebounds, slight edge goes to the Slingers in that category. Both teams, 8 turnovers. That's a little bit excessive. I would think both the coaches would agree. The free throws, 9 of 11 for CLS Knights. Singapore only gone to the line 5 times with only 1 successful foray. So plays of the week, yes, you like this. All the plays of the week from last week, 10 of them. We'll count them down from 10 to 1 right now.
What can he come up with? Brownlee for the reverse, and one! Justin Brownlee.
What a move by Brownlee there.
Very athletic.
Yep.
Joshua Munson, Dragon, heavily relying on this very young man. Munson puts it up and scores. Joshua Munson, the Monsoon.
Averaging 25 points again. They get the steal here. Esho on the move. Esho ahead of the time. What a jam from Maxi Esho.
That's like a slam dunk contest jam.
Points here. Tucker. Beautiful pass, but an even better rejection from Tirawat Chantachon.
There you see the value of Tirawat Chantachon. Does not only score inside, does not get rebounds, but also able to block shots in transition.
Figures right now for the Saigon Heat. Esho with 15, Morgan with 12. Angel on the drive. Denied by Esho.
9 rebounds. And 5 of those on the offensive end.
CLS Knights also have the
5 of those on the offensive end.
CLS Knights also have the Shane Edwards.
Johnson again, baseline, nice speed, get it out of here.
Great hustle.
To his usual self. Alley-oop! What a finish! All the Alab fans are on their feet as Alab take the lead. Good going for that. Off rejection! Good block there by Davis. Munson, the Dragons, pulls up for the 3! Yes! Joshua Munson from downtown!
What a shot by Munson.
Rojo, Jamila, Shane Edwards. Oh, the lob. B-Boy Egyo throws it down.
Wow, I did not expect that baseline screen for the lob to B-Boy Engyo.
So there are plays of the week, all 10 of them. Hope you enjoyed that here, courtesy of Star Hub in the ABL. Okay, Frank Orsego, Chuck Schreiner, and Frank, a couple of weeks ago, you could have been forgiven. You could have been forgiven for thinking that the 2 northern teams, Hong Kong and the Chinese team, Cheongsam, were going to run away with it. We've seen some incredible things happen the last couple of weeks. It speaks to the parity of the league, doesn't it?
Oh, exactly, Chuck. Like, I mean, the teams that had been struggling probably in the early stages, where some clubs had new players come in, some moved players on. We had some teams with new coaches. It takes a little while to find your feet, you know, as the season progresses. But now, as we're getting to the later stages, some teams have settled into what they believe is the formula of being successful. And I think it makes for a great playoff series this year, especially with our new teams that have come in. And I think the Slingers will be up there with the rest of them. But I think the basketball fans will really enjoy what's going to happen in the ASEAN Basketball League coming up playoffs time.
We've got a couple more games for the Singapore Slingers. They've got 2 on the trot on the road. So, Frank, I mean, they have a chance to finish 13-7. That would be exactly what they finished last year when they went all the way to the finals. So the consternation that some of the fans were feeling about the Slingers earlier on may be unwarranted.
Oh, they're probably not. I mean, I It's just because, you know, we've got some really tough teams.
Okay, we'll be right back for third quarter action here at the OCBC. We're in CLS Knights Singapore Slingers 39-38 when we return. Well, another look at Singapore, beautiful Singapore here on a weekend. And OCBC Arena, part of that attraction, the Singapore Slingers down by a digit to the CLS Knights. We look at some of the fans. Nice looking crowd on hand here. The last home game for the Slingers, at least till the playoffs come around. The Singapore Slingers are assured of the playoff, but they trail tonight. They got some business to take care of. They trail 39-38. If we look at the statistics for the first half, Singapore 16 of 35 from the floor, 45.7%. 1 of 5 from the free throw line. They didn't get any trips there, and when they did get there, only free throw line. They didn't get any trips there, and when they did get there, 6 offensive boards. The Knights with 4. Each team committed 8 turnovers on the Singapore side. Chris Charles with 8 points. Ung Han Bin leading all scorers, the captain with 9 points. Mondani with 8 points. The X-Man Alexander with 5 on the other side of the ball. It has been the Shane Edwards show tonight. Frank Orsino, 13 points. He looks really smooth, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really, for the first time watching him play live, he's their version of Alexander, really. He's got an all-round game, and he's definitely kept the Knights in it.
Artie Unsaya, as promised, Coach Coco is going to play his local players as much as possible, but they have an opportunity to win, so he'll go with his best 5 down the stretch, no doubt about that. Rolling off the screen, Edwards, oh, nice little feed there over to Goldstein on the right-hand side. He can't finish the shot. Rebound there by Delvin Go. He'll bring the ball up himself. Big man putting the ball on the floor. Mondani, Charles coming up to help out on the high post. Now goes, left-hand dribble. Mondani stopping the shoot from the elbow is off the mark. Back comes Goldstein. Shot from the right-hand side, 3 to go. It does not. Williams right there to clean it up. Little spin move by him. They'll back the ball out. He thought about it there. Knocked away. Unhon Bin coming up the steal. Outlet pass to Alexander. Alexander runs to the rim and he can't finish it up. Charles right there to clean it up and in for 2. Singapore back in the lead, 40-39. Nice job by Singapore in transition. Williams again. Charles working on him. Had Charles in the air momentarily there. Williams turns. The little baby hook is off the mark. Charles right there to clean off ball in the hands of Mondani. Lead pass outside to Delvin. Go. We'll wait for numbers. Charles flashing. Has the ball on the low post. Nobody there. Hugo Bennett. Williams looking with the weak side up. Nothing there. So 42-39, Singapore now with the 3-point lead.
They've come out with a bit of energy, Chuck, and it all starts with their defense, and they were able to pick up those cheap baskets.
Artie Unsaya tied up there momentarily. Goldstein, oh yes. And the finish, looking on that baseline. Who else? Shane Edwards. And everybody coalesced right around Goldstein. Edwards alone on the baseline. Unhon Bin out pops Alexander. Downstairs, Charles, who steps through a couple of defenders. Space at a premium down on that low block. Alexander getting away from one defender. Hesitation move. Up the flat. Nice job by the X-Man. Wanting the foul as well, as you can hear him echoing his consternations out to the referees. Goldstein again. Goldstein in traffic. Pops the ball up. Ball in the hands of Unhon Bin. Outlet pass to Charles. Charles over to Alexander. Alexander using his right hand. He'll go to the line. And again, on the defensive end, Unhon Bin with the quick hands. The outlet pass over the outstretched arms. Watch it again. Here's Charles. Nice job of recognition. Alexander doing what he does. Taking the contact. Nice aggressive move to the basket from behind. Foul on number 31, Shane Edwards. So timeout immediately. Singapore off that 1-point deficit has stretched their lead now to 5 the other way. So a tiny little 6-2 run for the Slingers to start off the second half.
Yeah, I would thinking of Coach Pico would have sent the boys down to the change room at halftime and reinforce their defensive philosophy, because you can see that once they lift that defensive energy, they can create the turnover, and then they're renowned for running out of the backcourt. You know, the execution of that, you know, the first 2 minutes of the start of the third quarter is classic Singapore basketball. Great defense, transitional easy baskets, people attacking the rim aggressively. It all goes well, but the question now is can they consistently maintain this level of play for this quarter and put some distance between the Knights.
So after a 7-2 run, I said 6-2 erroneously. 7:26, that's the time left to go here in the third quarter. Chuck Schreiner, Frank Orsego, hoping you're enjoying it. Singapore Slingers playoff bound. It's just a matter of what placing they will be in. Currently in 5th place, but they could go up. Remember, their last 2 games are away, but they are against the Formosa Dreamers and the Saigon Heat. Both teams below them, not like that means you still got to go out and score and win it, but the opportunity for the Singapore Slingers to really make some noise towards the end of the season. This is exactly what you want to do, Frank Orsego. You want to have momentum at your back at the end of the season going into the playoffs.
No question, Chuck. And obviously the Knights will, you know, they'll keep the pressure on the Slingers, and they'll have to earn it this afternoon.
Goldstein divots off to the right side. He'll flash through the middle, left hand. Ball on the floor. Williams, did they step on the baseline? No, they did. Turn and fire. Jensen underneath, getting the ball to Williams. Kick back outside. Goldstein will let loose the 3. No good. Williams fights the rebound. gets it in between Charles and Alexander. Williams again picked up by Unhon. Big with a quick hand. One more time. Loose ball. Nice offer there by Unhon Ben. Mondani downstairs to Charles, who had the lead for it. Oh, nice little pump picked up by Charles, but he's blocked, but he's safe with it. Charles, third block against the backboard. And on the break, there's a foul. Goldstein will be tied up there by Unhon Ben. So opportunity goes begging there for the Slingers. Wow, I thought for sure Charles' second, third chance opportunity, and to his credit, he never gave up on the ball, but too much Brian Williams on the low block that time.
That's right. He really stayed in that contest, Brian, at that time, and showed what type of player he is, Chuck.
So Goldstein with the ball again. Left hand, down that left-hand side. Giving the ball in the hands of Adrian Saya. Nice pursuit there by Singapore. Alexander in the pocket, forcing the turnover. Mondani picks it up. Now the ball in the hands of on the right-hand side for three. Off the mark again, but right out to him again. That was Delvin Go, actually, who got the ball. Now he gives it over to Charles on the Delvin Go show. Instrumental there on the defensive end, and the assist to Chris Charles, who fills it up. 46-41, the lead balloons back up to 5 again. Goldstein on the right hand, slips the ball inside to Williams, has it blocked behind. Oh boy, almost picked up. Mondani alertly picks it up. Opposite side and kicked off. Outlet pass. Goldstein with the finish. Blocked by Alexander. Oh, they're going to say goaltending. I don't know about that, or is it a foul?
No, I think it may have already been on the glass, Chuck. I'm not quite sure. Watching it live, so bit of a tough angle to call that one.
So 48-43, count the bucket for the Knights. They creep back to within 5. Alexander rotating the ball to the left-hand side to Mondani. Mondani loses the ball on the floor, picked up by number 27, Adrian Saya. Back comes Williams and company. Williams with the right hand, full head of steam, sloughs the ball off to Goldstein. Nice defense there by and a push foul by Delvin Go. So Go will pick up his third foul. Watch it again. Goldstein getting the ball inside. A little bit of a mismatch there. Just the push off by Delvin. Another look at it. Good decision making that time by Goldstein. Good defense there by Unhon Ben prior to that, though. Here another look at it on the break. There is the pin up against the back of the wall. I don't know about that.
That was close. That was close.
There's the bucket there. So 48-45. Again, that was Keith Jensen. Quietly having himself a nice game. He's got 9 points. Curling up is Larry Liu bumping into Charles momentarily. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Liu, full head of steam, off balance and throws the ball in the lane. Picked off by Edwards. Going downhill, nice job by Alexander to get the hand in, and last touch by Edwards. Great play by the X-Man.
Super defense, super defense.
Check it out again. There's Alexander cutting off the angle, not committing himself. Edwards thinking that he was going to step his body, and now watch the control. Good job, great timing by Xavier Alexander. So Singapore getting the ball back. Should have been a slam dunk there for the Knights, but Alexander doing things that he does on the defensive end too. And now Xavier Alexander, very quiet in the first quarter. Now he's got 11. Charles with 14. So 50-45, 5-point ball for the Slingers. Jensen again now working on Sweat, who's checked into the game. Leon Sweat, return pass to Williams, bobbled it a little bit. On the low post, nice recovery there by Alexander to get back to the baseline, but knocked away and last touch by the Slingers. Williams showing him you can see it here. I don't know what Williams is talking about. It will be CLS ball, and off the inbound pass, getting the ball in the hands of Williams, or was that Edwards? It was Edwards again. So 15 now, 17 for Edwards actually. He continues to get it done on the other side of the ball. Charles running the point. Alexander now. Charles will go downstairs. Off to Weck. Doesn't take the shot, tries the hook, is off the mark. Williams with the rebound, outlet now. Hidayat checking into the game all alone. Ooh, thought about it. Jensen from the corner for three, yes. And that'll tie it up at 50. So again, Frank, back comes CLS.
Yeah, it's been a game of momentum for both rosters, and they just don't seem to want to go away tonight. So, as we said earlier, it's going to go down to the wire.
So, getting it down to the 3-minute mark. Alexander off the dribble, trying to get it done. He draws the foul. I think that will be on Keith Jensen. And if it is, that will be his second. Yes, holding on. And again, Alexander, whenever Singapore needs something special, whether it's a foul or just taking the ball to the house for an easy two, it's Xavier Alexander leading the way. So stopping the momentum of the Knights. And hits a free throw shot to boot. Coach Coco perplexed by something, that's for sure. Maybe wanting to know where the foul occurred in the colorful batik shirt. One of the national treasures of Indonesia, their beautiful batik material and apparel. So Alexander ready to line it up for his second shot. Exactly the 3-minute mark. This for the 2-point lead, and actually a 3-point shot. Huh. No, I don't get this. 51-50 it is actually. So they didn't count the first one. The second one they do. So had to shoot it 3 times to get credit for the 2. So there must have been some sort of infraction. Maybe the referees weren't ready. So in either case, Singapore with a 2-point lead. Flashing through with Hidayat and a touch foul there. That will go on Larry Liu. You can see the trap forming over there on that right-hand side. So Singapore going back in their pressure defense mode, Frank.
Yeah, I think that was on Leon Quay. I think he was just trying to get over the top of that screen. So, but they won't back off the Slingers. They want to build that defensive pressure.
Keith Jensen, recipient of that foul. Hidayat on the spin. Back outside, long 3 is going to be well short, but Williams right there to clean it up, and Charles with the foul. Nice move there by Williams to at least ensure the foul on the trip to the free throw line. Williams a little bit quiet. He's averaged 16.2 per game, only 4 tonight. The Slingers are holding on to dear life with this 2-point lead. They've led, as we said, by as many as 10 tonight. But tough customers. In fact, all 3 contests that CLS has played Singapore, Frank, they've all been fairly close. It's been the 4th quarter that's been the jinx for CLS throughout the season, not only with the Singapore Slingers, but with other teams as well.
Yes, Chuck. So, let's see where they are when it comes to 3-quarter time, and we'll see what plays out in the last quarter.
So Williams comes back down and hits 2, tied up at 52, under 2:30 to go. Liu, Quet. Charles trying to clear out space. Now he comes up to the high post and gets the ball. Williams comes up and meets him. Now Alexander. Jensen on him. Alexander baseline has to kick it. Larry Liu stop and pop. No good. Charles is pushed around. So the foul there I think will go on Williams. Oh, that Williams. No, they're going to give it on Keith Jensen, number 45. That'll be 3 on him. Let's watch it again. There's Liu with the shot. In and out it goes, and there it is. You can see Jensen lurking right below Williams right there, holding on for dear life. So Singapore will get the ball back. Quet gets the ball downstairs to Alexander. 1 man to beat. Nice ball rotation. On with it. And does he get it away in time? I don't think so. On with it. And does he get it away in time? I don't think there for the Slingers. They couldn't rotate it out quick enough.
Yeah, a little slow there on the ball movement. And good hustle by the Knights.
So chance to take the lead again. Hidayat with the ball, number 11. He slashes downstairs. Now Williams, Charles marking him. Williams will slide through. He's got the return pass. Williams, Alexander Nice job on the defensive end by Charles, but it doesn't matter. Williams off the glass and in. 2-point lead now for the Knights, their biggest lead of the game. Alexander with Charles on his right. Downstairs it goes to holding on. I think that'll go against the diet. So if it is on him, that will be the 4th team foul on CLS. Watch it again. Nice job by Alexander to see the mismatch. You can see that right down there. The diet was holding on, number 11. And the finish there, so 54-52. Quick, who averaged over 11 points a game last year. He's had NS duties and stuff this year. That has really limited his time. Sparkling defensive play of his last week against John. On the ball taken away by Charles, sacrificing his body up ahead to Flex, back to Alexander.
Beautiful heads up play by Leon. Beautiful skills.
So 2-point lead again by Slingers. Great job by Leon. Quick to spy peripherally Alexander for the finish. Double team again. Hidayat has the ball momentarily knocked away. He's got to kick back outside from the right-hand side. No good. Stepping in to get the rebound to Jensen. Jensen left-handed dribble. Looking inside for Williams. Still Jensen off the dribble. Who are they going to get the foul to? Maybe Leon Quick. Yeah, for blocking. Well, that could have gone either way. I don't know about that call at all.
I think that was a bit harsh. I think, you know, like they both initiated contact. He was on the way back.
There's Jensen. Now watch it again. I guess what got the referee's attention, you could see Leon sort of stick his chest out a little bit. So 15 foul on Singapore. That will tip Keith Jensen at the line. Back runs up first, and he averages 9.8 points a game, 4 goals and 1.8 assists. Getting ready to check into the game again will be Delvin Go. Delvin's got 3 fouls to go with those 3 points. Last week, 10 points, and had them all in the first half. It was in foul trouble throughout the game, and unfortunately couldn't get back to the game. Jensen hits the second one, so 1-point lead now for the Slingers. And to the bench will go Chris Charles just to get a blow. He's had another stellar game, has Chris. 14 points, only 1 foul. Charles with 5 rebounds in the first half. So, didn't want him to pick up another foul. Last shot of the quarter for the Slingers. Playing around with it is Alexander. Off to the left-hand side. On. Still with it. Has the ball knocked away. Turnover, so CLS will get the ball back with a chance to watch this. On trying to go baseline, and nice job covering up the baseline. No vision whatsoever. Another look at it. So good pursuit there by CLS, and that will do it. The end of the third quarter. Singapore leading to a 1-point lead. It has been a good one here at the OCBC Arena. We'll be back for 4th quarter action. 10 minutes to go here in the Lion City of Singapore. Singapore up by 1.
All right, now we're going to do the shot to win. And of course, we have our first and only contestant. Is the first. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm going to do some mental trick with you now. Okay, so if you manage to get this, you will win a bottle of premium candy wine worth 600. Okay, so if you make this shot, you will win 2 bottles of red wine, a cake of macaroni, and a hot dog worth 201. Now is the free throw line.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. OCBC Arena, Singapore Slingers nursing a slim 1-digit lead, 56-55. Chris Charles leading all Slingers scores with 14, or check that, Alexander now with 15, Mondani with 8, with 9 on the other side of the ball. Well, it was the Edwards show in the first half. He's got 17. Jensen coming on in the third quarter with 13 points now, and Freddie Goldstein with 11, and some stellar guard play by him. So as close as all these games have been during the season, if you want to judge anything by past meetings with these teams, Singapore usually owns the fourth quarter, but this is another day. Looking at the stats for that third quarter, Singapore 24-49, shooting 49%. They've turned the ball over 13 times now, have the Slingers. That's one above their average. The other side of the ball, CLS also turned the ball over 13 times, and almost another one there. Broken up nicely by Keaton Buscoro. Singapore will have the ball. So checking it in will be Mondani, trying to find Charles. Instead, he goes downstairs, quickly wrapped up as Alexander. Jensen working on him. Alexander turns and fires, and he's fouled. Smart move there by Alexander. So he will go to the line for a pair. He was 2 for 2 last time. I think if that is on Jensen, that will be number 4 on him. What a third quarter Jensen had. 6 points. So if it's on Williams, then Williams now with 3. So Jensen with 3, Williams with 3. Rattles that one home. So Alexander hitting his last 3 free throws. Coach Coco looking on. Well, it's just deja vu. All 3 of these games have gone down to the wire. Singapore, as we said before, in all 3 of the games running away with it in the fourth quarter. But see what happens today. Singapore, remember, 10-7, and fighting to get above that 5th place level. They'd love to get to 4th or even 3rd place before the end of the season. Get home court advantage. Charles on the switch there. Williams downstairs, underneath, blocked up by Charles. Back outside though to Williams. Lucky bounce for CLS. Firing up a long 3 off the mark. Williams brings it down, quick on him, and he fouls before the shot. Good job by Leon Queck there to he saw the mismatch. Leon must be, what, 6'1", 6'2", Frank, and going against Williams. Look at it again. Alexander out of the play, and Queck really the only one there with a chance to upset the momentum, and he quickly gets a hand inside, so not a shooting foul. Smart play by Leon. Hidayat now checking it in. Bounce pass, turn and look, and oh boy, Williams wasn't where he thought he was going to be. So costly turnover there for CLS, and let's see if Singapore can take advantage. So in the game now, Keaton Buscoro and number 11, Arif Hidayat. So Coco said before the game, he's going to let his local boys get some PT. Since they are not in the playoff this year, Alexander now backing it up. Cutting through is Larry Liu. Still Alexander gets the ball to Liu, has to fire up a wild shot there to pick it off as Williams back the other way. Bounce pass, Hidayat. Now left side, inside to Williams. Williams working with Charles, and the foul, and that will go on Chris Charles. So second team foul for Singapore, and that should send Williams to the line. Watch it again underneath. Nice job getting the ball underneath to Williams, who pretty useful footwork there. Pass from number 17, Keaton Buscoro. So at the line will be Williams. Williams so far 8 points, a little bit below his 16.2 average. Drains the first, and pretty good free throw shooter. So a tough, resilient CLS team. And you know, you can see, Frank, while they'd be a little bit frustrated with their season, I mean, night in, night out, except maybe for the game last week, the blowout that they suffered at the hands of Saigon either way. But more often than not, they are right in the game until the very end, and then they just find a way to lose it. So that is what Williams was talking about in the interview a little bit before the game, that frustrates him the most, because he feels that he knows that they're a much better team than their 3-13 record would indicate. Ung Han Bin gets the ball back over to Mondani, who's checked into the game. Now Charles steps up, back over to AJ. He accepts the screen. Back outside to Chris Charles. No hesitation, fires off the 2, but can't get it to go. Jensen pulls it down. Opportunity now here for CLS to take the lead. Back outside. Good ball rotation by CLS. Jensen underneath for the quick finish. Nice job. Good work without the ball by number 45, Keith Jensen. 59-58. The Knights up by a point. Under 8 minutes to go. Alexander on that left-hand side. Charles will rotate downstairs. Long three by Mondani. Way off the mark. Stepping in to get the rebound. Back the other way. Jensen with the left hand. Dubois almost losing it downstairs and out of bounds it goes. No, nice save by Jensen. Singapore guilty of ball watching a little bit there. Williams now with the ball. Right hand. Ball knocked away. Still in the hands of Williams and a foul. And that will go on Williams. And that will be 4 on him. Blocking foul. Offensive variety. So break for Singapore. And Williams now with 4. Jensen with 3. And Frank, they can hardly afford to lose Williams. He is like a rock down there on the low post.
That's right. That's right.
There's the push on Chris Charles. You kind of wonder sometimes when he gets these fouls, is it only because he has so much girth that when players get knocked off of him, it's almost shocking to see. I'm sure that's what Coach Coco is thinking right now.
Exactly. Obviously, take Williams out of the game now. Hopefully the Slingers can exploit that.
Good ball movement. Long three and getting the rebound is on Ben. Sluffing the ball back outside. Good ball rotation for 3. Off the mark again. Punched away. Saved. Nice job by CLS. So 2 and out for Singapore. Quickly rotating the ball downstairs. Jump stop is no good. Back the other way. Outlet pass. Kicked off again. And all alone, rotating to the basket, can't get it to go, but the follow is good. So CLS staying with it, and now they take the 3-point lead, 61-58, much to the delight of Freddie Goldstein and company, the local boy, getting it done for CLS. Watch it again. There's the pass. Getting the ball inside. Now there's the miss by number 17, Bascaro, but the follow, nothing but pay dirt that time. So Jensen following the play. There it is. And the punch back up and in by Utomo. So yeah, says Freddie Goldstein, CLS now 3-point lead. Well, as we thought, Frank Orsego, I mean, it's staying close to script. Singapore, you can call them the heartbreak kids sometimes if you want. They have had more than their share of close calls this season.
That's right, Chuck. So, you know, right now the Slingers have to show their mettle. They have to really compose themselves. They have to compose themselves, make sure that they're distributing the ball well to each other, create some easy baskets of some really good defense, and they've shown lots of that in this game so far. But it's just been a little bit up and down, and they just need to be a really consistent right through to the final bell. But all credit to the Knights. They've found a way to stay in the game, and when you head off to the playoffs, that's what the Slingers will probably be exposed to. Teams that want to stay around and stay in the game. So hopefully now we'll see some positive stuff from the guys.
There's the Chris Charles. Last couple of games he has been stellar. 34 and 32 points respectively. Now held to 14. It has been that sort of a game. Lockdown defenses by both these teams. On lead pass to Alexander. Back on thought about it. Now back to Alexander. 8 on the shot clock. Baseline. Finds Desmond O, who's checked in the game. Desmond in the lane. Kick back outside. Mondani for 3. Off the mark. And a push off that time. Let's see who the foul is on. It might be on number 17, Bascaro, holding on. So Singapore will retain possession. That will be on number 11, Arif Hadiyat. So the local boys from Indonesia hanging in there. Charles trying to get the ball. Edwards working on him. Back outside. Now downstairs again. Charles will sense the mismatch there. Getting the ball to Alexander. Blocked away, but no, it's going to be a foul. And that'll send the X-Man to the line for 2. See who that's going to be on. That is number 10, Utomo.
I think it'll be on Edwards.
Be on Edwards, number 31, Shane Edwards. So Edwards now with 3 fouls, so 4 fouls actually. So the foul situation getting a little bit heated for CLS. Edwards with 4, Williams with 4, and Jensen with 3. Alexander, he has been clutch the last 3 times at the line. He's hit 5 in a row. I hope I don't jinx him. 61-59. Knights with that sliver of a lead. They have been more than game tonight, giving Singapore everything they can take, and then some. Can't get the second one. Rebound, loose ball, picked up by who? Number 11, Adayat, for 1 of 2. So nursing that double, that 2-point lead. Low block, nice recovery there by Mondani. Kick back outside to Jensen. Jensen, wide open look on the left side. Nice job by Alexander. And again, Alexander crushing 2 people simultaneously. It seems like he covered Hadayat, then jumped back in the box. Look at the hustle here by Alexander. Now watch him fall back underneath, smelling that out. And almost getting the steal. There's another look at it. So it will be CLS ball. 5 on the shot clock. Let's see if Singapore can force a turnover here. Jensen to inbound it. Careful. Loose ball. Edwards up with it. Can't get it to go. Nice job there by Chris Charles. Ball back in the hands of Xavier Alexander. Back downstairs goes Desmond. They got him in there for defense. Gets trapped a little bit inside, and then last touch by CLS. So 12 on the shot clock. Desmond a little bit overwhelmed that time. Watch him get muscled around here by number 10, Tomo. But cleverly putting the ball off his tibia for a Singapore possession. Now ball over to, that's going to be off the mark. Stepping in to get the rebound. Back the other way, Jensen again, outlet pass. Edwards jump step to the basket, can't get it to go, but CLS comes up with it. Bodies flying everywhere. So it is Otomo and Hadayat running the offense now. Edwards keeps up. Mondani goes around that screen. Launching a long 3 is going to be way off the mark. Desmond gets it. So he'll bring the ball up, getting the ball in the hands of Mondani. Thought about it. Mondani thought about it too. They're giving him space. Desmond. Alexander. See what Alexander is going to go straight at Jensen. Oh boy, almost losing at that time. 3 on the shot clock. Charles going to have to get rid of it. The 2 is no good. Mondani with the rebound. Fires it up, no good. Charles with the rebound again, and a foul. Or did he step on the line? I think it's going to be a foul. So tough work inside by the Slingers, keeping possession. They still trail by 2, however. 4:42 to go in the game. Look at Charles. Now watch Mondani. Nice hustle by him to get the board. And up again it goes, and the blocking foul from behind. So Singapore will keep the ball. Coach Nyo obviously delighted. What a game this has been. Nice every once in a while to have one of these defensive standoffs, Frank, and just gives you an idea of how important defense, even in a game where, frankly, neither one of these teams have brought their best A game offensively, but they're both sure hustling it out on defense, aren't they?
Definitely. Both squads are locking in. I think the local boys from the Knights are really relishing the opportunity to play and the challenge that's been put in front of them. And the Slingers will have to work their way through that.
And this is the first of 2. So plenty of time, 4:42 to go. But again, we've seen this show before. Usually Singapore has what it takes in the 4th quarter. 0-2, the ball launched in the air, and last touch by who? Last touch by referee from underneath says no. First indication of the ball in the hands of CLS now. Last touch by CLS, so Singapore will get the ball back. So break for the Slingers. Alexander to inbound it to Alexander. Jensen working on him. Let's see if he goes right at it. He does. Nice job by Jensen on the defensive end. Ball in the air, right in the hands of Charles. Up off the ball, and in. Big basket to tie it up by Christian Charles, 61 apiece. Off the dribble is Utomo. Inside it goes, the ball kicked off. Mondani with the ball. Outlet pass, Alexander right there. Kick back outside, wide open, looks at really off the mark. Charles can't get to it. Outlet pass to the other end. Waits for the defender to skydive, and again a 2-point lead for CLS. Nice job by CLS on the break. Downstairs again, Charles with it. Oh boy, offensive foul that time. See Charles with forearm, totally unintentional, but the foul is a foul, so back the other way it'll go. CLS will have the ball, the 2-point lead, under 4 minutes to play. There's the outlet pass. Look at Christian Charles underneath the ball, knocked away, and there's the push with the forearm. So CLS opportunity to get a little bit of light between them and Singapore at the moment. Creeping the ball up, getting the ball in the hands of Tascaro. Now Jensen around the screen. Jensen in the lane. The little pull-up is no good. Edwards fighting for the rebound, but Charles comes up with it. Now the ball in the hands of Alexander. Alexander accelerating. Oh, thought about it. Whoa. Almost taken away by Bascaro there. Dangerous pass by Desmond. Very lucky, Frank. Singapore didn't lose possession there and have it go the other way for an easy 2.
Yes, they've sort of like found themselves in that situation a couple of times in this quarter. I think the boys are getting just a little bit apprehensive with their confidence with their shooting, and we've sort of like dried up a little bit. But defensively, you know, once again we've locked them in, and hopefully now we can finish off strongly.
Delvin Go making an instant impact. He saw the mismatch underneath, 6'3" going against 6'7". He'll take that every time, so that will tie it up at 63. Quick timeout by Singapore, Frank. The 3:21 to go. We watch it again. There it is. Nice move, big power move by Delvin Go, high off the glass. Really the only sort of shot that would have gone in from that angle. You can see Gaten Bascaro just bouncing off of Delvin Go. So Delvin Go 6'7", 202 pounds going against Bascaro, 6'3". So you can do the math on that. But that's just in the nick of time, 63 apiece here at the OCBC Arena. It's been a good one. Chuck Schreiner, Frank Orsego aboard, calling it for you. Singapore already at 10-7. They've won 3 in a row and 5 of 6, Frank. And you know, momentum's a funny thing. You know, once you lose it, you lose it. Singapore, with all the momentum in the world right now, the last 6 games, they certainly don't want to relinquish it now, so close to playoff time.
Oh, definitely. You know, like, you know, if we get over the line, it's a great achievement. If we don't quite get there at the end of the game, I still feel that for the Slingers, it's always a learning process. Coach Neo will be always looking to take the positives out of this, and you know, if the finals come around and it doesn't quite go well today, but hopefully they'll take some great lessons out of this contest. And once again, you have to give it to the Knights. You know, they could have just packed up shop and, you know, the season's done for them, but they've got a lot of pride, and they've brought that to the game today. So now the Slingers will have to respond.
True to his word, Coach Coco leaving his youngsters in the line of fire, letting them get some valuable experience. So Freddie Goldstein not in the game at the moment. However, the other big guns, Williams, and that guy right there, Edwards are. They have made an impact tonight. Edwards now with 17. He's been stuck there for a while, actually. Alexander working on him. Still Edwards, back up one-footed jumper, way off the mark. Charles right there to clean up. Great defense there by Alexander. Back comes Xavier. Ball in the hands of Delvin Go. Larry Liu checking into the game too. So they're going fairly big. They've got Charles and Delvin in the game. Alexander freelancing off the mark. That time with a shot. Williams to clean it up. Back comes Jensen and company, reaching up for the ball. As Otomo launches one off the glass, up and in. Otomo, check that. That is Hidayat. So Singapore down by 2. 2:24 to go. Wide open look. Going to be off the mark. Let's see who gets the rebound. It is Williams again. Nice job by Williams under pressure. Back comes CLS off the dribble. Trying to make something happen, and out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Singapore. Let's see if that's a foul. If it is, it'll be a blocking foul. Yes, it is. And that'll go on Leon. Check that. It'll go on Larry Liu. number 11. So there are your fouls right there. 19 for the Slingers, 17 for the Knights tonight. Watch it again. Larry lost a step there. And on the floor.
So both teams are in the bonus now, Chuck, so it'll be very interesting to see in the last 2 minutes who can exploit that for both teams.
Tomo getting the ball off to Gustaro. Back outside, Williams now working against Charles. Edwards on the little break there, left hand. Back up jumper, no good, stepping in and on the floor, and another foul, and that this time will go against CLS. So Singapore finally getting a break. Let's see who they put that on. If it's either Williams or Edwards, that'll be 5 on them.
I think it might have been just a shot clock violation there.
24-second violation. So 1:51 to go in this marvelous game. Knights 65, Slingers 63. Slingers led by as many as 10 a long, long time ago. Liu to inbound it to Mondani, who's checked back in. Alexander on the near sidelines takes the screen from Charles. Still Alexander, jump step. Delvin Go with it. Go left hand, forcing his way to the back and falls on the floor, picked up by Liu. Foul will go against CLS. See who that's going to be on number 11, the Diet with the foul. So as you said, Frank, Singapore in the penalty. So that will stop the clock. Look at the free for all on the floor, and Hidayat jumping on the back of Delvin Go. So Delvin at the line, a chance to tie it up here if he can convert on both. Coach Coco right into this game. Drains the first one, so one more to tie it up. Nice looking crowd on hand here after all said and done. Playoff bound Singapore Slingers at 10-7. Can't get that one to go, stepping in and getting the rebound as Charles falls on the floor again. The X-Man picks it up. He was surrounding the ball in the hands of Mondani. Under a minute and a half to play. Larry Liu, 70 things down, gets the ball back around the screen of Charles. Now Mondani with it. Mondani thought about it. Back outside he goes. Liu alone for 3. Remy off the mark, stepping in, knocking it away, and CLS will come up with it with 1:10 to go. Full court pressure by Singapore. Outlet. CLS has it. Ball in the hands of Utomo. Now Hidayat with the ball. Jensen will slow it up. Under a minute to go here. 7 on the shot clock. Jensen left hand. Good ball rotation. And off the mark of the 24-second violation. Singapore will get it back. And Coach Coco is furious.
Great scramble by the Slingers there. Really rotated well. Challenged every pass. Got to every shot and or shot attempt. And yeah, well played. So once again, the cornerstone of the Slingers game, defense.
So Alexander, that's who you want with the ball. Charles with the partial screen there. Back in the hands of Alexander. Alexander Williams waiting for him. Now he's double teamed. Ball's on the floor. Can he get rid of it? Pulls the ball in the air and the ball is taken away. 28.4 seconds in the open court. Ball blocked. Singapore comes up with it. Mondani on the run, left hand. Getting the ball up to Charles. Knocked away again. Who's got it? It's Mondani saving it. On the floor again. And it's a jump ball. Let's see where the possession arrow goes. It's going to go to CLS, so they will have the ball with 16 seconds to go, nursing that 1-point lead. What a break for CLS, and the X-Man down. Hope he's all right. In fact, there's a blue shirt down with him, and Alexander grimacing in pain. Wow. Mondani, you see, going to his left hand and losing control momentarily. To his credit, coming back and diving for it, saving it. There's Alexander on the floor, and already in some discomfort. What a play by Mondani and a scramble. And unfortunately for Singapore, the possession arrow not going their way. So a timeout on the floor. Alexander will go to the sideline. Let's see if he can re-enter the game or not. So momentum, at least for the moment, on the hands of CLS Knights. Singapore may have to foul, Frank, and foul very quickly if they want to get the ball back.
16 on the clock. Yeah, I think the coaches will be making a decision now on the sideline. I'd say that Slingers will probably play for a steal. They try and position. They might even look for a 5-second violation. They've done that in the past with their great defence. If not, and it comes in, then they'll have to stop the clock straight away. And obviously the Knights would go to the line on a foul. But then the destiny of the game would be in their hands. So probably Coach Neo would probably like that.
Alexander still in some discomfort. You can see him right there. And wow, he will go back into the game. What a warrior, Xavier Alexander. So it's down to this, 16 seconds to go. Possession arrow going the way of CLS. They will have possession of the ball. And they obviously will be drawing something else on the sidelines there. And Williams, what a game he's had, 10 points, but he's playing with 4 fouls. In fact, the two big guns, both Edwards and Williams, playing with 4 fouls. On the other side of the ball, Charles with 3, Go with 3, and that's about it. But more importantly, the Slingers going to have to find some way to dispossess this very resilient CLS team who came in here really with nothing to lose, and they played terrific defense. Had the Slingers bounce pass. There we go. Edwards with the ball in his hand. They'll surround him. 11 seconds to go. Jensen throws it. Oh boy, almost picked up by Singapore that time, and almost stealing it. 4 seconds to go. And CLS is going to come away with the win, 65-64, and Singapore fails to foul in that situation. So a little keep away drill by CLS, and it works like a charm for them, and they will get out of here with a 65-64 victory over the playoff-bound Singapore Slingers, and Edwards and company get it done against all odds, Frank.
Yeah, well, full credit to the Knights. They stuck around. The Slingers created many opportunities with some really good play to put a gap on them, but somehow the great play of Edwards, he had a fantastic game today and kept them in touch. And therefore, at the end of it all, the team that executed best going down the stretch got over the line. This evening was the Knights.
So Edwards leading the scorers for the CLS Knights, 17 points for him. Williams knocking in 10. Jensen with 15, most in the second half. Stellar play by him. On the other side of the ball, Alexander leading the Slingers with 18. Charles with 16 points. Mondani with 8. And the captain, Ung Han Bin, with 9. But most of those, all of those in the first half. Delvago chipping in with 6. But too little, too late for the Singapore Slingers. And they will be out of here with a 10-8 record with 2 games to play. So very disappointed, as you might expect. The Singapore Slingers fall to 10-8. Now, what they also have to worry about, Frank, is Saigon Heat are 9-8. So we could have a logjam at the 5 and 6 position, but the opportunity for Singapore goes by the wayside. Full credit to the CLS Knights. They had nothing to lose. We said coming here with that 3-13 record, they fall, or they rise to 4-13. So there they are right there. And there is Edwards. So the star of the game for the CLS Knights. Final, we look at the play of the day here. Here's Edwards off the break, turning Alexander inside out for 2 of his 17 points. So Edwards nails down play of the game. Let's look at it at a different angle. Right hand now the left behind the back. Charles in quick pursuit, but all for naught. So CLS getting it done. There's Goldstein inside. Boom, getting it to Edwards again for another bucket for him. So looking at the stats, Singapore's 25 or 26 and 67. At the end of the day, Frank, only shooting 38.8%. And your assessment exactly right. They just didn't hit the shots when they needed to.
Yes, it's probably the fourth quarter finishes that they've had against the Knights. They've probably been able to really defend well and get some cheap baskets and finish off on a high percentage. But they seem to have a patch this evening in the fourth quarter where they dried up a little bit. They couldn't quite get those easy baskets.
So 18 turnovers and 20 turnovers for CLS, but it didn't matter. The CLS Knights walk out here with the narrow 65-64 victory over the Singapore Slingers. We look at the new updated standards. Well, Hong Kong Eastern leading the way, 12-3. Changsun 11-5. San Miguel 11-5. Mono Vampire 12-6. Slingers now at 10-8. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Saigon Heat. And by the way, the Slingers do have the last game of the year with the Saigon Heat. last game of the season. That's March 24th, so that could have some repercussions that we didn't expect. So let's check out what's up next here on Star Hub. Chansung Kung Fu, we know them. Justin Howard and company. That is tonight, 7:30, going against San Miguel de la Filipinas, a red hot San Miguel de la Filipinas at 7:30 tonight at Nanhai Gymnasium, home of Changsun. So crowd disappointed, I guess, filing on the way out with that 1-point loss. And that will do it here from the OCBC Arena. Spirited defense of their 1-point lead pays off for the CLS Knights as they hang on to beat the Singapore Slingers 65-64 for everybody here at Star Hub and our production company. And for Frank Orsego, this is Chuck Schreiner again. Final score confirmed, CLS Knights 65, Singapore Slingers 64. We'll see you next time. And for your team, 17 points. You guys had to hang on like grim death there with a minute. It must have been tough. You're coming in here 3-13, going against a playoff team, but you guys got it together at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to my team, man. Everybody came in, contributed, played hard, played unselfish today, and we just grinded it out today, and we came out with a win, and I'm proud of our guys.
You and Williams both had 4 fouls for much of the fourth quarter. How much was that in the back of your mind when you were playing?
I mean, as much as it is in the back of your mind, you got to go out and you still got to play hard, I mean, you got to play smart, but you still got to go out and you got to defend. You can't, be iffy on the defensive end just because you have 4 fouls. So I think, me and Brian did a great job with that. And just because you have 4 fouls. So I think, me and Brian did a great job with that.
You certainly did, and then Jensen also chipping in the second half when you really, really needed him. So from here, you guys have 2 or 3 games left. What are your plans towards the end of the season? Obviously, to end the season on a high note, but beyond that, I know there's a lot of teaching going on. You guys, your veterans, so to speak, and the younger local guys for the Indonesian team.
Definitely, and then like I said, our local guys came in and they played amazing tonight. And like you said, our goal is